This is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. Arrowverse is over, and I feel fine. But you have to admit, the superior Flash it was probably the superior Flash product we're gonna get this year, in live action.
Oh, duh.
All right, kids, welcome back. It's been a while, but welcome back to Unlimited Justice, your Justice League, your Justice Society podcast, and every once in a while, like today, your Arrowverse podcast.
And hey, just in luck, this week a JSA comic did come out. If you want to.
Oh, that's right. Yes. All right,
just
kids.
in time. Hey-o.
Hey-o. So, kids, for those of you who may be new here, I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that menace to the timeline itself. It is
the fastest villain alive, Lilith Hellfire.
Eobard Hellfire.
Eobard wishes he had my gumption. Like, I think it's like if you're rewatching freaking The Flash, it's like take a drink every time Eobard gets erased from the timeline. You're gonna be drunk. It's like once a season he gets erased from the timeline, bro.
Oh, I know.
Or take a shot every time a Wells dies.
Oh man, we called out a few. Nash, HR.
So it's over. This was the
I know
last episode of season 9 of Flash, which was the series finale. It has outlasted everyone. It has outlasted Arrow. It has outlasted Batwoman. It has outlasted Legends. It has outlasted Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, we all know Gotham Knights ain't getting a renew. Technically Superman's on a different Earth, and they have tried to separate themselves from the Arrowverse.
Well, supposedly, yeah. I mean, supposedly the rumor was they were going to save one, either Superman and Lois or Gotham Knights.
Well, Gotham Knights is cheaper to make, clearly.
Well, that's the internet was like, oh, what? That's an easy choice. But then someone's like, nah, it's the CW. They'll probably go with the cheapest choice. That's
they're gonna. Well, they don't even really want to do scripted programming anymore. Period. They've already picked up their 3. I feel like they're working out their whole deal with HBO. Well, with Warner Brothers and everything. It's because they're dissolving the whole relationship. And it's like, well, if we don't take it, are you gonna move it to to Max, or what's going on?
Yeah, because that's the hope. Everyone.
And Max doesn't want to do scripted television that isn't like HBO related. So
really,
they don't want to. None of their originals really took off the way that they thought, and that's why they canceled and removed a bunch of stuff and took it off. It's a whole mess.
I mean, that's. I think they're throwing it out there just hoping against hope, because I don't know who, but I think someone involved with the show, or that might just be the rumor. They're like, oh yeah, this season of Superman and Lois is going to end on a cliffhanger. So,
well, I mean, to be fair, the Adventures of Superman and Lois also did.
I was going to say,
if you really want to mince words,
I was going to say that didn't save Legends of Tomorrow.
Well, that's a whole nother bag of hammers that one day we will cover. Well, you know what? One day when I strong enough, let's go show by show and do an Arrowverse retrospective, I guess. But like now is not the time.
Okay.
I'm just glad that it's finally over. The quality on The Flash has gone downhill. I was trying to do the rewatch this year, and I had to skip so many episodes. Like, well, it's like just bad.
Well, it's like shortened final season, and we had like 3 filler in the middle. It's like, why are we doing filler on a shortened season, which is the last season?
Yeah.
I mean, was it? Do you think did it come down to we didn't have Grant or Candace the entire time, or?
I don't know what it is, but look, listen. This is just a joke. It's the black person saying it, so it's okay. And there's no one way to be black, but it feels like the last season, Eric Wallace remembered that he was black, and that Iris and Joe were black. Because I was like, Mary J. Blige, excuse the fuck out of me. Iris is wearing a bonnet, and they got the traditional baby shower food meatballs. I don't know if any other person does, if that is very like big and like black baby shower things, like the whole vibe and everything. And I'm just like,
Or
okay, he just
or
woke up and remembered he was black. That's cool.
or
Better
or,
late than never.
or do you think they were just like, that's the last season? What are they gonna do? Cancel us?
I feel like there was a tinge of that too, because I know Candace had been fighting to be able to wear like textured styles and like just like, hey, I am black, so therefore Iris West is black. So can I actually get a black hair size and not have to do my own hair and stuff? So giving her the Trini McGee from Boy Meets World for ages. So finally, her agent got them together, or her manager, whoever, finally got them together. I feel like it added something, but it was like, well, it is the last season. What are they gonna do? So
Yeah.
it's the worst that could happen.
It was funny. I did see yesterday an Entertainment Weekly headline. I guess I don't know if it was the actual final scene. With the baby, Candace must have got peed on,
Oh yeah,
and she's like,
you
of
don't
course.
work with children or animals.
Oh, not babies. And she's like, of course it ends like this.
Yeah, I mean that sums it up. Honestly, the treatment of the character of and a Pulitzer, I was like, listen, I'm the biggest Iris West apologist, Flashverse apologist there is, but a Pulitzer for a blog, I do not think so. Sorry, babes, doesn't work like that. I know you got your PhD and they forgot about it, babes, but it doesn't work like. And who the why is Camille? Why is Cecile Virtue? I'm like, shouldn't you like that's who she's supposed to be, right? And I'm like, isn't the Anti-Monitor's mother? Like, did you
I don't know. They
like
just
the costume, the whole thing? And I'm just like, yuck. And it's like, okay, instead of Allegra and Chester, we could have had Max Mercury and the other two in the Flash family in the final season.
Yes.
Like, that was like such a bittersweet way to end it.
It was just like a throwaway. It's like, oh, hey, guess what we could have done?
Well, and allegedly they were like, oh, well, instead of Force children, which was dumb as hell, that's what they should have actually done. That's who the Speed Force, when Iris brought that back, that's who they should have brought. Like, I don't know what we were doing. And Keon her whole family can suck it.
Oh, my.
That was the worst storyline I'd ever seen in my life.
I know what was up with that. I don't know what was up with that. I'm like, wait a minute. Wasn't that that them trying to bring back Frost? They accidentally created a goddess or something? I'm like,
Yeah.
What? Oh, how'd you feel about that? Where they brought, in the last minutes they brought Caitlin back.
Yeah, that was corny. And I'm like, where's Cisco?
No mention. I'm like, we don't even mention him. You could have just at least threw out a line. It's like, oh yes, Cisco's coming next week to meet the baby or something. Nothing. Not even a mention. Nothing.
I know.
Is there like bad blood there or something?
Of course, there's bad blood. Like, he didn't poop or get off the pot, and then they finally just wrote his character off. You remember that whole thing? How I felt about it? It's like, oh, he's gone, no, he's back, oh, he's cured, and now he's gone, and now he's back. Like, it was a whole thing. And I don't blame the actor, because they really did do Cisco dirty.
Yeah.
And they kind of did Caitlyn dirty too, we're all being honest. Ever since the Savitar arc, Killer Frost and that whole thing, it was just kind of trash.
I mean, they made her pull double duty for how long?
Yeah.
Playing two characters and stuff.
And not even two good characters.
Oh, Perich.
One mediocre character and one god awful character. So yeah. But they had to wrap it up on a bittersweet note. But I'm just like, they literally. We did go back to the house and everything, but it wasn't what we really expected, and it wasn't the final episode. And
really wasn't even the house. It was basically the negative Speed Force.
Yeah.
I guess like a few weeks ago, they
tried to do what Arrow did by going back to its greatest hits, and they just didn't pull it off.
Yeah. And bringing in all those villains where it's like
Cobalt Blue was cool, but goddamn, it was like 4 seasons too late, right?
at least they tied that back in the end of season 1 where it's like, oh,
it's like everybody's just magically reappearing in the timeline. That was so lazy.
Well, I don't know if I took it where it's like, the other one they really showed, at least I took it that way, was Zoom, where it's basically where they plucked from like moments before their death to be like, oh yeah, here.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
kind
saw
of lazy.
and it's like, okay, oh, all these villains who basically it took the whole team a whole season to defeat each one of these. Oh, but yeah, Cecile's gonna take one by herself,
Like, how
Allegra's
did
gonna
she
take one
get?
by
Like,
herself.
everybody complains about Iris, but Cecile literally took over their own show. She literally got her own side team with Chester, Allegra, and Chillblaine.
It was basically new team Arrow.
When we could have literally had other freaking Flash family. Like, clearly they were like, oh, like the whole creating three new forces was so stupid. Like, ugh, it
And
was
then
bad. Like, I dipped out in season 5. Like, I'm not gonna lie, and I would watch a little bit here and there, but like Nora is annoying. I don't know why they kept bringing her back. They had all the chances in the like she was working with Eobard. Done. End of story. We're gonna erase you from the timeline, little girl.
well, that's the thing they kind of did, and then they kind of reset the timeline and basically
Yeah,
made it
I
like a
know. I saw it.
like a
Cicada was
better.
the worst villain. I'm glad they didn't.
I
Well, Cicada
know.
wasn't a speedster, so couldn't come back. But yeah,
So
Cicada was actually literally the worst storyline.
well, that was the joke online where it's basically like, oh yes, Savitar, which they kind of glossed over. Oh hey,
I
that's it.
am future Flash.
Yeah, they kind of glossed over. Oh, that's a clone of Barry in there. So like,
Well, not it's not a clone. It's a time remnant. Get it
is it?
right.
Well, basically, he used time to clone himself. Yeah,
A time remnant is different, Phil. I'm
I
gonna be
know.
I'm gonna be semantic about it. I'm gonna use some semantics with that.
But it seems like they
This
just kept.
isn't the Marvel universe where everybody's a clone or a variant.
I
Okay, it is
know.
a time remnant.
But it was
There's
just.
a difference.
But it's just so funny. It seemed like they wanted, like, yeah, no one remembered that this was a version of Barry. No, 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 because we didn't see. But basically,
Well,
Cobalt.
technically, they kind of all are versions of Barry, if we're gonna be
I know,
honest.
but it's so funny. It's just like Cobalt Blue brought back all these villains to be like, oh yeah, all you powerful villains. I'm just gonna give you enough power where basically Cecile and
Well, he's
Allegra can
pulling
beat you.
the original. What he's pulling the original Eobard. I'm gonna let you do this, and then I'm gonna steal your freaking speed.
That's another thing. It's like Eobard don't work for nobody. Come on.
Yeah.
I was waiting
Well,
for
when he's
Eobard.
desperate. Well, because that's not true. If you Legends of Tomorrow now, granted, it's not Tom Cavanaugh's Eobarthon. It is
Yeah.
Matt Lesher's Eobarthon, but he does work for people from time to time.
Well, basically they were equal partners though too. Damien Dark and
Yeah.
But no, I was just waiting for when spoilers, Barry and Cobalt Blue basically come to like a ceasefire, just like
Like,
Eobard.
I would be pissed too, but like it's the same thing with Wally. It's like, man, you marry my sister, you won't let me get any speed. I kind of agreed with him with alchemy. Like I totally got that whole thing why he would be mad.
And again,
He's Joe's favorite son, let's all be honest.
and
That's
why
the whole thing.
and why did we put Wally in the Arrow episode? There was enough going on there anyway. Why didn't we put him in the last episode so he could meet the damn baby?
Because they're stupid.
And be in that last scene with everybody. I'm
Well,
like,
or he might have been busy.
I mean, I can't get enough. I
He
love
like
Tom.
sings and stuff, so maybe that's the only time his schedule permitted.
Maybe.
Allegedly, I don't know. I've never
And I'm
heard
like,
anything.
I love Tom Cavanaugh, and I can't get enough of him. But I'm like,
He was carrying the whole damn show on his back,
why was Timeless Wells there at the end and like Wally?
Well, like I said, there's bad blood, and we're lucky he even came back. And of course, he was a MacGuffin because that's all characters of color can be. Even when they should have been part of the main show, but just couldn't work it out. But yeah, no, like I was really hoping like they would just give us Dawn and Dawn instead of Nora and Bart. I hope they were just like, yeah, you don't deserve to have these kids. Like she's literally breaking all the time rules by holding herself, but whatever.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm like, that's gotta be
Yeah.
crack the timeline there.
Like throw her in the vanishing point, my friend. But no, I mean they tried. They bless their hearts, they tried.
Again, it just seems
It
like
was never gonna be coherent after like 5 seasons of mess with showrunners that just kept getting switched out and writers' rooms are just a mess and nobody really grasps Flash anymore.
Yeah.
After the Thinker, like it just really was really downhill. Even the Thinker arc where, Barry runs and gets framed for murder, like the way he does, is like really the beginning of the end for that show. Like we're gonna take it all the way back to the issues.
I don't know, just like the whole Avatar of Love. It's just like, really?
Like, babes, I hate to tell you, but like, there's better avatars we could be watching. James Cameron and Cartoon Network. Okay.
I was gonna say the colorful avatars. What, the Care Bears?
Aw.
Aw.
I mean, basically, you know, if Arrow was Power Rangers, yeah, Team Flash is Care Bears. I totally agree with that.
Oh God, but those forces. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, it was a waste of time.
Again, I mean, and again, season 6 kind of got nerfed towards the end there because of COVID and everything. So that did not help matters either.
Yeah. But like, why do they have 4 parts? Like, this did not need to be 4 parts.
Uh,
Like, they were barely stitched together. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess they were just doing mini arcs. And they did the whole Red Death thing, and that and then this was like the other arc, and then they just had stuff in the middle.
Yeah. Chester actually becomes Chunk finally, and it's just like, I don't care.
At the very end, when we're not going to see him use his powers anyway.
It's giving Mr. Terrific. It's giving Wild Dog. His comm reports, you know, like,
Once again, that's another thing. We could have developed Chunk more, but Cecile had to steal this. Yeah.
like how did she become literally she I'm sorry, but she was the main character. When she started getting those powers, she became the main character. I don't know how that happened. And everybody's still complaining about Iris. I'm like, are we not watching the same show? Or are you still stuck on We Are the Flash? Like, grow up. Something
Oh,
else is happening here.
definitely this season. Yeah, Cecile.
Last season too, it was getting really ridiculous.
I know.
And I was like, wait a minute. They were not married? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Living out of little baby out of wedlock.
Our kid's like 6 now. I guess we could get married.
How Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell love you, you know?
I know that happened. I was like, oh yeah, they're not married.
Yeah, I know. I literally was like, wait, I feel like they were married. But then as I was rewatching, like, I don't remember a wedding.
Nah, they not. We didn't. We never saw.
He sure did haul ass out of Central City to take care of Jenna. So, but I guess that's the implication that he's gonna stay in Central City now.
I don't know.
I mean, his wife is stronger than the Flash, so I get it.
Hell.
And I was like, oh, they let Jesse sing to the baby. It was so cute. I like the family moments, but the action moments were lackluster. Like I said, Cobalt Blue came way too late.
Hell.
Way too late.
Hell. I know. I mean, I appreciate they tried to tie up that whole thing. It's like, oh, where'd Eddie's body go at the end of season 1?
It's like, babes, you're like 7 seasons too late.
It's so weird because it was just, I don't know. I mean, I appreciate what they tried to do, but it's just like, is he good? Is he bad? Is he good? Is he bad? Oh, we're just.
And it's like, I hated Godspeed arc too. Like, Godspeed was such a letdown, and you brought that asshole back. Thanks.
Wow!
I'd rather have that alien that started Armageddon back at that point.
Desperate.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
I'd rather have Captain Boomerang back than that guy.
Which one? We had 2.
Doesn't matter. That's the joke. Doesn't matter.
Have that Batwoman Red Death.
No. Hey, don't go that far. That was the worst thing. No, that's the second worst thing I've seen. Like, that Red Death story was so stupid. They should have just made it a Green Arrow. It should have made like one of the like Connor Hawk or something.
No, can you imagine if that was evil Stephen Amell?
No, because they weren't. They were still on bad terms at the time. But I'm just saying, like, it could have been anybody.
What about Diggle?
That's what I'm saying. It could have been anybody. It could have been Connor Hawk. It could have been It could have been freaking what's the redheaded stepchild's name? William. It could have been him.
Oh yeah.
Could have been anybody, but it was Batwoman. Which we know, like, in this universe, Green Arrow is Batman, not Batwoman. Like, let's just all keep it up. Let's keep it a buck. Like, that show was done. So, like, what are you even doing? So
once again, they wanted to do shout outs to, different Arrowverse, I guess.
It's like, but we could have, instead of doing Red Death, we could have saved the Legends.
Exactly.
There's so many things we could have done, should have done that we didn't. That's why I just said, like, you had 4 episodes to tie it all up, right? And you blew it.
Oh, it was so funny in the finale if they just would have showed.
You blew it like a virgin on prom night, man.
Wow! Wow! Wait, so what are you saying? They did 30 seconds of work?
I mean, that's what it feels like the script was written in. It was
Wow.
bad. The dialogue was cheesy. The action scenes were not thought out. And honestly, this has never been like an action heavy show. It's like all we're doing is running and throwing and doing CGI, right?
Oh, but the last, I mean, last 2 seasons at least. I mean,
It's
there
just like
hasn't been a ton of
Flash
action.
Family Assemble, basically.
It just seems
Every
like
single fight.
it doesn't even seem like there's a lot of action. I mean,
It's just people standing around and then running towards each other. That's all we ever see. Like
but
that's the like final like battle every time.
and again, I mean, this finale felt like the
They didn't
air-
even give it 2 hours. They didn't do
no,
like a retrospective. They're like, yeah, just get the hell out of here. Cut the
it felt
lights off when you're done.
it felt like the Arrow season 7
Bro,
finale. When
Gossip Girl got a series retrospective.
wow.
Arrow got like they're like, just cut the lights off when you're done and take the cake, please.
Oh my god, but they so disrespected. That's what I said. I didn't even in my market in Pittsburgh area. They had a Pittsburgh Riverhound soccer game on at 8
A
o'clock.
soccer game, like not even like a football game,
Yeah,
not the NBA
not
finals.
not even baseball, nothing. Yeah, it's
A
just
soccer game.
exactly. And it's just like
Wow.
they pushed it back to 11 o'clock at night. I was like, oh jeez. Which I
Wow.
guess I mean they're like, it's the last episode. We're not gonna worry it.
They would have never done that to Arrow. That's all I'm saying.
No, you know
They
what?
would have never done that to Supernatural
No, no,
either.
no, no. You know what? They did the one time they preempted. It was like the first part of one of the crossovers. It might have was it Crisis or one of them. Like it wasn't even. It was football season, but it wasn't even the game. It was like the post game talk and stuff. And it's just like I'm like, really? We're like in a crossover, and you're
Pittsburgh don't give a fuck.
well, I mean, I think
They're like, what's going to be better ratings, Arrow or this? I
well,
guess you got your answer.
well, I kind of got it now because it's like, did you see? I guess whatever the CW becomes, it's like they said at least 8 markets, including Pittsburgh. They're just like, yeah, we're not doing CW anymore.
Guess you're gonna have to
They're
go back
they're
to
gonna go
the old WGN method of things, aren't we?
basically, yeah. It's basically gonna be your local station that plays reruns as different stuff, yeah, syndicated stuff. Pretty much, it seems
It's
like
another Me TV. Buckle up, boys.
yeah, pretty much. They're like, yeah, instead of CW, yeah, no, all the superhero stuff. So yeah, like, yeah, we're done.
Good for them. Maybe the market will
So
appreciate it.
so I kind of hope that Superman and Lois doesn't get renewed on CW and goes
You
to
can watch.
Max.
Do you get WGN on your cable station? I mean, oh, you got satellite, don't you?
Yeah, I got DirecTV.
I think WGN will always show CW shows. I think that's just a thing that
Oh,
has to
really?
happen.
Okay. Like a week of or just like
Yeah, week of.
Okay.
Because like WGN used to pick up like UPN and WB stuff, and like the Chicago market because they didn't have like the channel. They just kind of worked it out for like primetime television.
Yeah,
I forget. It's like TBS. It's like a super station. So
yeah.
like
Yeah,
no
yeah.
matter where you are in the country, you can get that particular programming.
Because I think we used to have it. I don't know if we still do or not. I'll have to look, but
Otherwise, you can you can sell that high 7 Cs with me, bud.
that's true. That's true. I just wish it would go to Max.
Or you could you could do it the dorky way and just buy the episodes, but which you should to support the show if you really care.
Well, I mean, I would, if nothing else, I'll buy the Blu-rays after the fact. But
Oh, you don't want to watch every week?
I would like to, but it would probably be cheaper just to buy the Blu-rays at the end than buy it episode by episode, right? And plus, I want
I think it works out the same depending on the definition you get.
And plus, I want my physical media. So,
well, yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, not for that, but I don't blame you. To each their own.
mm-hmm.
I mean, eventually I'll probably get all the Arrowverse Blu-rays and stuff, but
in the beginning I was trying to get all of them, but the only one that
Supergirl is just not appetizing.
Yeah, the only ones I completed were
Batwoman. I definitely don't want, but I'm gonna have to.
I didn't get any of the Batwoman. I got the first few of Supergirl and Legends.
I got all the Legends.
Yeah, I didn't get all Legends.
That's released anyway. I don't think they released the last season, did they?
I don't know, but I did get all the Arrow seasons, and then once I get
that one season that didn't have a damn steelbook bothers the shit out of me, man.
What, for Arrow?
Yeah, it pisses me off looking at that collection. And then they didn't even give us like a super collection. Like I've got the Supernatural Super Collection. That's 15 seasons. Like there's no excuse not to have one. I have the Smallville one. I have a couple of, like I have Angel, I have Buffy. Like where the hell is my Arrow the complete series Blu-ray collection?
Jeez. But yes, I did get all of Arrow. Once I get in season 9, I'll have all the Flash. I did pick up the first 2 seasons of Superman and Lois, and then yes, 3 out. Yeah. Wait, what season are we on? Oh yeah, we're on season 3. Okay, when that comes out, I'll get it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like they tried. They really did. And I mean, I didn't see too many complaints about it cuz like what are you going to do? It's the end. Like I just it felt the pacing was kind of off.
It
And
seems
like
like
the negative speed force resolution was just kind of lame. It's like, "Oh, we'll just call it truce."
yeah, exactly. And like even the action, like I said, it's like you brought in all these villains who it took the whole team a whole season to defeat each one of these ones, and it's like, oh yeah, Cecile takes out one in 5 minutes, Allegra takes out one in 5 minutes.
Allegra.
Yeah.
Allegra. Enough's enough.
Eobard. She took out Eobard.
That's insane, bro.
It's not even Godspeed, it's Eobard.
Ugh.
Oh my god, but did you see that call out when he's sitting there behind Chester? He's sitting in the wheelchair.
Yeah. The world will always need a Wells. I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are, Batman?
Wow.
Shut up.
Timeless Wells. And I'm like, why is Timeless Wells telling Keone she has to? Who is he to tell her she's ascending? I'm like, isn't he just a time traveler?
It was so
How
weird.
does he know it's time for her to ascend? I'm like, what wasn't he the guy who was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna live my life in those like few years when my wife was still alive?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? Didn't he just abandon everyone?
I didn't know what was going on in the last 5 minutes of Flash. I was just like, oh, what else do we need to wrap up?
I'm like, yes. Why is
Screw Cisco? What else? Somebody probably did say Cisco. They're like, nah, next.
Why is Timeless Wells getting involved with Keone? I'm like, wasn't he the guy who's like, I'm going to spend eternity like banging my wife in those few years she was alive? It's like, no,
I have no idea. I was as lost as you because, like I told you, I was really just speed running to catch up at that point.
No, because that was like season 7. That's original Wells.
Yeah, that decided. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, he helps Barry get his speed back, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna live my life in those few years I was with my wife and she was alive. So
then he just comes back, like, oh my god,
out of nowhere. I mean, you had 20 Wells to pick from. You could
have brought back HR, you butt wipes,
or no, you could. No, what they should have did. They should have been like, oh yeah, the original Earth 2 is destroyed, but Harry and Jesse survived somehow.
Hello, that would have been the natural order of things.
Exactly. They're a little pocket thing like Superboy Prime was. Something.
You just gotta rub salt in the wound some way somehow, don't you?
I guess. So I mean that's the whole story with John Henry Irons and his daughter on Superman and Lois. They basically survived. They came through from their universe right before it got destroyed in Crisis.
Yeah. I'm still bitter about that. I'm bitter about Armageddon, and I'm bitter about how Crisis went. Invasion was cool as hell. I'm not gonna lie, that was awesome. But
yes.
like that I was like, I don't even think there was enough time. Like even though we had all those crossovers, it still wasn't enough time to do the story properly. It just wasn't.
And again, it's always like any of these live action ones with like more DC or even like the Marvel stuff. It's like it's never as big or as good because it's like you don't have the whole universe to play with like the comics do. You don't have all those characters. Oh, did you see Eric Wallace must have said if they had gotten to season 10, they were going to do some version of Blackest Night?
Yeah, right. It would have never happened.
Like, is that
they would have never got the Hey, they would have never got the green light. Hey. No,
I was gonna say, isn't that Green Lantern story?
Well, listen. Okay, so like I said, technically to me as an old school fan, for a while, like you can like Flash and Green Lantern are friends and can be intertwined, right? Like But like not in the show, like that, unless it would have been about Diggle. I mean, they were trying to make Diggle kind of a thing.
Well, I was gonna say,
but his spinoff got absolutely axed, and there's no way it's gonna. It's with the Canaries.
Yeah, Justice U. Yeah, they said that's dead, and they even said now that there's no chance of it. They're like, oh yeah, there were plans for Diggle as to be Green Lantern, and it's like okay.
Yeah, it's like shut up because they wouldn't even allowed it because of that. Well, I don't even know if that is that Max Green Lantern thing a go or like what's going on with that. Because I don't think they would have let them do it because of that.
They're reworking that whole thing
again.
Now.
Oh God, it is truly in development hell.
I forget who. Maybe they might be focusing on Jon Stewart now because originally it was going to be like Alan Scott, Guy Gardner.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Alan Scott, and we were all excited and happy.
Yeah.
And then somebody probably says, "You know he's gay, right?" And then the higher ups, they're like, "No, we can't do that one. Not that one. Not the gay one."
No, you know what it probably was. All the higher ups are like, "Well, we only know Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart." So
I'm like, somebody's like, "What about Chip and Gnort?" Shut up, you.
I mean, I can see not doing that because like that's going to be heavy CGI.
But no, think about it because Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, let's be honest, it's still big. That's where I would have went personally. While they just don't know what they're doing over there.
I know.
They canceled Doom Patrol for God's sakes, but kept Titans. No offense.
No, Titans is canceled too.
I know, but didn't Doom Patrol get canceled first?
I think they were canceled around the same time because they're both Titans they both got 4 seasons. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Titans just ended, and whenever Doom Patrol comes back, that's it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I think it came about the same time. Hale.
That's the best way,
Whoa! Yes.
This podcast is rated T+.
In a flash.
I wouldn't brag about being the fastest man alive. But I heard your hands vibrate. What's this now?
Whoa! Let's say Eobar's popular delays.
You get a vibrating hand, and you get a vibrating hand.
I'm surprised no one got the vibrating hand.
Almost.
Oh my God! But we did get one square on our bingo card stamped. You know what I say, Barry? Run, Barry, run.
Yeah, it didn't hit the same though.
I know.
I'm gonna be real. Run, Barry, run hasn't hit the same since season 2.
Not since everyone leveled up.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! What was that? Was that last season? Or I mean, it seems like every episode they're like, yeah, someone has to say we needed someone to say level up at least twice each episode. 2 or 3 times each episode.
At least nobody had a talk in the hallway. I was glad to see that they've grown from that.
I've got it. And walked away.
It was nice to see that some things did change for the better, but like the Arrowverse has just been a mess, and the Flash has just been a mess for so long that it was an impossible task.
I don't think anything's been the same since Crisis.
Yeah. It was a lot of bad blood has happened with a lot of the shows, like Supergirl, Andrew Pressburg and Mark Guggenheim. And it's just Greg, and he's just a producer in name only. He has no day-to-day over it,
Mm-hmm.
He's got all those other shows to worry about, so...
They did
the best they could, and I'm not gonna, they obviously they tried to, they tried. And that's what matters. It's not like they phoned it in. They really did try. They gave us stuff that, we'd been asking for. It was just a little too late. That's all. Right. Had this happened in like season 6, I probably would have still been watching in season 9. To be quite honest. Because like I said, I dipped in season 5. Cicada was the worst freaking villain I'd ever seen in my life, man. Compared to like Arrow season 5's villain, where they were, you know what I mean? They were like really on the come up on that one.
Let's throw his weapon in the orbit instead of, I don't know, we have someone who can open portals to other universes. Let's dump it in another universe so he can't.
I heard there's a desolate Earth.
Yeah, there's dead Earth. Yeah, why would we throw it there? Okay, I have a question. Do you think that Joe proposal at the end, was that an ad lib or was that in the script when she throws the pillow down?
Oh, no. That was definitely in the script because we know Papa West got bad knees and a bad back.
Yes.
They definitely wrote that in the script for him. But it was cute. I got look. Listen, I like Cecile outside of her superpowers. I never understood why they gave Cecile superpowers. I never understood why she then went on to become like the attorney for metahumans that were wrongly accused, and like Joe quits over like that terrible metahuman task force. Like it was a whole thing, man.
Oh, yeah. And let's completely forget that didn't Cecile have a teenage or a daughter in college at some point? Yeah, when Wally was still on the show, because she showed up
Yeah.
once. She's like, "Oh, Kid Flash is so cool."
Again, it's the William treatment. If you're not part of the main, the same thing with Wally. Wally's literally the redheaded stepchild.
Or were they like trying to like not like be like, "Oh yeah, Cecile's not that old," even though Joe is old.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. I mean, I don't want to look up Cecile's age because that would be rude. But we all know black don't crack, so they're probably the same age. To be fair.
Oh, you think? I thought
Let me
maybe.
see. Hold on, I'm gonna see.
I was gonna say I thought maybe that would. I mean, I don't know about show wise, but I thought maybe the actress was younger than him.
Let's see. Jesse Martin is 54 years old,
Okay.
and
I mean, no offense. I thought Jesse Martin was older, but maybe because he's been on TV
he's been on
for
TV forever.
yeah, playing a cop.
Danielle Nicolette is 49. Yeah, roughly the same
Okay,
age.
so that's not
See,
a
like I
huge.
told you, black don't crack.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I thought she was younger than that. Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
on the show, that's probably what they're playing it for. But
Oh yeah.
no, if you're not part of the main cast, kids, you don't get the spotlight. Like I said, Wally's gone and Jenna's gone.
But it's just so funny. She doesn't get like a name drop because the whole season Cecile's like, "Oh, I want to spend more time with Joe and the baby." It's like, what? I mean, I'm sure I know she's probably an adult woman by now, but it's like we mentioned that other daughter.
Well, they probably, you know what? They probably had a falling out. That's my
Maybe.
headcanon. You spend too much time with those superheroes, Mom.
You care about your
For
new
you
baby.
to read mine, you sure don't know how I feel.
Oh. You only care about those superheroes and your new baby.
Exactly. You can't get too down into the rabbit hole because then it becomes a little sinister,
Yes. And of course, we knew we weren't going to get any mention of Ralph, so.
We could at least got a mention of Sue. After
That's what
all,
I was thinking. Like, I forget
like,
what part.
is she still wanted? Like,
No!
did they solve that?
Yeah, she has come back and like, was it last season? I mean, they've had episodes with like her and Iris hanging out and stuff. I mean, she's been. So that's why that
Okay.
surprised me that they didn't mention Sue because I'm just like,
Well, if you mention Sue, then you're gonna mention Ralph.
no, but there's been at least a few episodes where she showed up without him and no mention of him, or it's like, oh yeah, he's off doing that, It's so.
Like I said, a lot of things were kind of forgotten. You can tell that it was a rush. I think
And
that they were expecting more than 13 episodes, to be quite honest. And,
again,
because
yeah.
they start writing before they start shooting, obviously. So
Yeah.
they were probably hoping for like 15. And then, they got the word and they're like, oh, well, some things, all the questions ain't going to get answered.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think the other thing they were saying is like Eric Wells was saying if they did get a season 10 and they did do Blackest Night, they were actually going to do a crossover. I think they said Superman and Lois, Stargirl.
Well, they're all gone now, so I don't think so.
Well, Stargirl showed up for a couple minutes on Titans, even though that show was over at that point.
Yeah. F in the chat for Stargirl. That was actually a really good show.
Yeah.
Like, and it was meant to be, like, it had less teenage melodrama than the first 3 seasons of Flash and Arrow put together. So, like, shout out to them for that. Like, that show was, like, way more serious than it had the right to be because they were teenagers.
Yeah,
and they didn't act as terrible as freaking adults.
I was going to say they were actual teenagers and they had less drama than all the Arrowverse shows.
Like, it was crazy. And then, they got the short end of the stick. That was a really good show, though.
But again, I think it's just the time we're in where it's basic, and stuff shifting from, that I think anything live action anymore is going to go to Max, maybe DC wise,
or maybe we just focus on the animation that we're known for. That would be. Although the Tomorrowverse really isn't that great. Like I keep trying to give it a chance, and it's a start, but that artwork, that art style is disgusting.
I keep wanting to try it. Yeah, and
It's disgusting.
I haven't tried. Oh, really?
I'd rather watch Archer.
Oh, what, you don't like? I mean, I haven't. I really don't watch it. But you don't like Archer?
I like Archer. Like I like literally the cast is really super funny and the plots are great, but like the art just burns my. Same thing with Bob's Burger. Really good show, but that art style just makes my stomach hurt. Like
Oh,
I just want
really?
to vomit. It's just, but like then I go to see Bob's Burger the movie, and it's slightly better artwork because it's a movie. Obviously, it's a little more cinematic. It's still like really terrible though, but like that's their art style, and you know that's what they wanted to go for. That's what they wanted to go for.
Mm-hmm.
But like I can't deal with it. Like I can listen to Bob's Burger. I can't watch it. I'll put you, and the same thing with Archer. Like I can listen to Archer. I do not like watching it. You don't really need to with the animation style that it's in. So
Oh, hey, can I bring up something about the Flash movie?
sure.
Well, I told you
Oh, did you say merch? You saw
I saw this
merch?
merch. Yeah, I guess this is at GameStop. Like I was looking, none of my local GameStops have it, so it have to be ordered online. But hold on, can you see that? There.
Yeah, but what is it?
Well, there's like a like the big thing in the middle. I guess it's like I don't know if it's like you can pin it to your shirt or whatever. I guess it's all metal, but then they have the Flash ring that actually like opens up and
Oh yeah, I see it in the bottom.
like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, that's cool. But if they had like a little T-shirt or something,
I
that's
know,
up
but I'm just like, it looks.
a little tiny red onesie.
I mean, that looks. I'm
How
like
much is that? 65 or is that 85?
65.
Okay, so we're pushing it with 85.
I know. 'Cause I was like 65. I'm like, that looks. I mean, that actually looks
I
pretty
mean, it
good.
looks better than the regular flash ring that opens that we all have off of Amazon, right?
Yeah, but I'm just like, I don't know, but do I want to support that movie?
I know. It's rough. And I
I'm
think
like,
that that's the whole thing with the merch. That's why they've just been it's going to get clearanced out pretty soon here.
but that's the thing. It's like, why couldn't we get stuff like this for the show?
Exactly. Why
And
couldn't we?
Why
You know
couldn't
how
we,
hard we had to scrounge for Arrow stuff? Like,
why couldn't we have gotten some kind of Star Labs Lego set? Come on.
and
9
they
seasons.
never officially made the Star Labs shirts. You can only get them on like Redbubble
Yeah,
and
I know.
Amazon. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? The
All the
DC has
money they
dropped the
left on
ball for so long, bro.
all the money they left on the table.
Yeah. Cause it's crazy. Cause I'm gonna tell you, the Arrowverse Funko Pops sold out all the time.
Oh yeah.
The Arrowverse Funko Pops sold out a lot too, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a shame. Like we got maybe that first season like darker red shirt that was like at Walmart and like at like Spencer's and stuff, and like, we really didn't like see a lot. I always wonder why, like, cause everybody knows money's in the merch.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if they would have had to split it with CBS, and that's why they didn't. Maybe
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
maybe
know.
just
I
legal.
don't know. I don't know how that deal actually worked, but maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Cause like Supernatural, for as long as it was on, literally didn't get merch until like heavy merch until like season 11
Yeah.
or something crazy like that. Maybe 9, but still 15 years, and you only really got merch for like 6 of it. And it really got big with like the Scooby Doo Supernatural crossover. That's when you really started seeing all the merch.
And like the last couple of seasons of Flash, do you think were they going year by year? It's like, oh, is it going to get renewed? Is it going to get renewed? Is that why?
Oh no, I mean, had it not been for COVID between us hens, I thoroughly believe that they were gonna do a full season 10. To do the 10-year run and end it in that house how we always thought it would end.
Okay.
But and Grant was sick and tired of being the Flash.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of evident. Like, he wanted to kill the Flash, and I was just like, oh, I'm very disappointed in you, Grant. You don't actually understand your character after all these years. That's really sad.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how he wanted to end it. Yeah, he wanted Barry
That's
to die.
really
Yeah.
sad for me. It was another like little years, and I guess he never even bothered to read the comics either, so he wouldn't know.
Well, I think I heard a long time ago. He's like a fan of another character.
Superman.
Yeah, Superman. Because I was thinking, I was like, would he make a decent Superman?
No, too
No.
skinny.
I don't know though. He's bulked up the last couple years because I think like it was over COVID. Like he started like working
He's
out
still
and
super tiny though.
yeah, but I mean not as much as he was because
Oh
I
yeah,
think
lightning gave me abs. Yeah, that's
well I think his wife was like is like a personal trainer or something like
oh
that. Yeah, so
yeah, it would take a lot. Like I don't think so. I don't think he can carry a Superman movie.
mm,
Like I said, I'm still holding out hope that one day they'll get their shit together and give it to Matt Bomber.
yes.
Or like make him Jor-El or something. He deserves to be in the Superman family.
Well,
I
see,
mean, they put him on Doom Patrol instead of giving him the Superman role, so they kind of owe him.
yeah. Well, like in that James Gunn movie, it seems like they want to go with like a
They're going
younger.
super young, so
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to the next 5 years of DC stuff.
Well, of course they want to go young because they want to like get
Well, they kind of messed up.
well they want to milk a franchise where if they can get like 10 years out
I
of it,
mean, they might as well start with Superboy, to be quite honest.
pretty much.
I
I
mean,
mean,
let's keep it a buck. If you really want to go there,
because they know they want to keep the train running as long as they can. So yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't.
because Superboy is divisive. He's kind of like Damien. It's like,
Well,
because they couldn't poop or get off the pot about Superboy. You know, they kept going back and forth
yeah.
about it, and then it turned in that whole Superboy Prime thing.
Well,
And then
you kind of do the Superboy, but you don't call it Superboy.
exactly. And you call it the Red Blue Burr.
I was gonna say you call it. I was gonna say you beat me to it. You call it Smallville.
You call it the Clark Kent Chronicles. I mean, that's honestly what Smallville should have been called, but enough roasting my favorite show. So
Ah, all right.
I'm glad it's over. Like I said, they did what they could. We'll probably get another reboot in the next 5 years because reboots keep getting shorter and shorter. Like, what show did they reboot? And it had only been like, oh, it was Pretty Little Liars. They made it like a reboot. It was like it had only been like 4 years barely, and they're like, wait, why are we rebooting this, bro? So I give it like 5-6 years. Max is gonna get desperate, hungry for content. We'll get another Flash TV show.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, I mean, is that
And Grant will be the dad that's in jail.
oh yeah, they at least they gave us JWS in the last episode too.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't, but it was.
It wasn't
Anytime
a
he
ton,
shows up, it's good. It doesn't matter what character.
exactly. But I was gonna say I don't know if the Flash reboot gonna get pushed back because that movie's gonna damage the brand.
I don't think they're worried about damage. I think they're finally learning the Charlie Esser method of just turning it into the skid.
I
Because
guess.
if they really were worried about it, they wouldn't be putting out the Flash movie.
Like
There's got to be some kind of pact with the devil where they absolutely have to put that movie out or the world ends or something. Like, because I just don't see it.
well, like you said, man. Well, I mean, does Ezra have blackmail on them or something? Or
Somebody has something. But then again, like I always say, even though I liked Home Alone as a child, watching it as an adult, it's like that dogma joke. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody sold their soul to the devil to get that to be the #1 movie.
yeah.
I am pretty sure, for as much money as it grossed, there was some kind of
and again,
deal with the devil.
I don't think they're banking on Ezra. They're banking on Michael Keaton. So
He's not even in it that much, though.
they're banking on this. Oh, really?
That's gonna be the gag that pisses everybody off.
Probably, yeah.
So.
But it seems like the advertising, they're banking on nostalgia.
Oh, like everything, and nostalgia's a hell of a drug, but it ain't gonna give them $1 billion.
Oh yeah, people are gonna be pissed if it.
DC has not made a movie to crack $1 billion yet.
Because I mean, look at all those trailers and everything. I mean, doesn't seem like it. Like half of it, at least half that trailer is Michael Keaton.
Yeah, of course. The ones that I've been seeing, against my will, because I did watch the finale live, so I couldn't fast forward, and I also ended up watching Riverdale afterwards. And it's just as terrible as I thought it would be, so I was very disappointed for 2 hours in a row for the CW.
Oh my!
But yeah, like the ones I kept seeing, they ended on Batman. So
yeah, of course. Again, the DC playbook.
yeah, exactly. I can't wait to tear it apart over on Capes. That's where we're doing it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, watch Charlie will love it or something.
He better not. You better send the memo if you're gonna come do the review. Invite everybody, but you gotta take a shit on it. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care if it's a fucking masterpiece. We're shitting on it, okay? That is the deal.
Oh, please. I
If
don't
they
think
some way manage to make a masterpiece, I don't care. It's a giant piece of Mr. Hanky.
Ezra Miller. Okay. Yeah. If it's a masterpiece. Okay, Lil.
I'm just saying, like, by some shot in the dark miracle, it's an actually good movie. I don't care. I am not going to say that it's a good movie. I don't care.
I know. All right. Anything
On
else?
that note, no.
As we close out the Arrowverse, which brought us together.
I know. It's the end of an era, but, you know, we still have Arby's. So
I know.
we have Arby's. We have Salty and Petty.
But it's so weird because it's like the Arrowverse brought us together. The Flash started in 2014. Luca was 1. He doesn't remember a time before the Flash.
Oh,
yeah,
it's like the kids that were born in the Obama era, and they just like, oh, there's only been one black president, but I've only ever known one president, and he was black.
Exactly.
It's one of those things, yeah.
You know, according, he's as far as he knows, Flash has always been on TV.
I mean, it feels like it.
Oh my!
Listen. Between us, it was time. It was time to end the Arrowverse.
Okay, but I was gonna say, back in the day, come on.
Yeah, back in the day, listen, you know, there was no bigger fan. I actually even shed a little tear for the pilot when I pirated it early. And Kelly and I covered it and talked to John and Wesley show.
Oh my God, that's so you. I shed a tear. I felt all the emotions as I stole it and watched it. Anyway. Statute of limitations, kids. All right.
Exactly.
All right, so hey kids, never fear, we're gonna be back in 1 week on Unlimited Justice because next week
talking some busty justice, yeah.
Yes, we're gonna talk the Power Girl special one shot that's coming out. So don't miss that one, kids. Everyone loves Power Girl.
Cold hard wet nipples.
Everyone loves those too. Many weapons.
Cold wet hard nipples.
All right, so. Send us your thoughts on The Flash, the finale. Send us your thoughts on the movie because we'll be covering that too. And we're going to be recording night of, but you can still send us your thoughts on the Power Girl special we're talking next time. So email us. You always know where to find us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon, link to the Patreon. You want to subscribe there because Lilith Hellfire goes nuts. You think this was crazy? Lilith Hellfire really goes nuts over there. So find everything.
Oh, yeah. The Patreon for, yeah. It's funny. It's a good time. You should come check it out.
Anything goes. So find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right, Lilith Hellfire, where can people find you?
I'm an old lady, so if you really want to get in touch with me on the interwebs, you're going to have to friend me on Facebook like I'm your good other grandma.
Come on, get your head out of your butt, buddy. Oh, you don't want to know the things I've done. Let me get a ride on your alligator back, bro.
No more alligator.
I don't do Twinkies.
I need an armadillo one.
I don't do Twinkies or toaster strudels, so somebody was trying to sneak it in. I can't wait to blow his mind. Chicks won't feel pity for me and bang me.
That's for Daredevil.
Was that Eddie Fawn?
Chicks won't feel pity for me.
No, justice for Eddie. I'm sorry, justice for Eddie.
My favorite biscuit.
He was done so dirty, but it was good to see Rick Cosnet. Justice for Eobard. You know what? Screw it. Eobard did nothing wrong. There, I said it. Somebody had to say it.
All the Thorn boys. The Thorn boys. Again, yes, thank you for joining us, kids. It's the end of an era. Again, send us your thoughts on the finale, the Flash movie, the Power Girl special. That sounds dirty. The Power Girl special.
I wonder if my list is ready for that.
Sounds like something on your hard drive.
Wow! No, that's your hard drive. That's the porn parody you pirated. Farewell, Flash.
We hardly knew ye. F in the chat for Grant Gustin.
Yes.
It's a wrap on
Hey.
season. It's a wrap on the Arrowverse.
And once again, some of the writing wasn't the best every season, but I mean, those actors.
He held it together. He was the glue.
Yes, the actors did a hell of a job, all of them.
Of course.
So
That writer's room, though.